Surprise. The Titans.
That's right. You know, I try to predict the best I can. This question is, will anybody go beyond godlike in this game or in this series? So I said yes. Aster,
hey, you wanted to say no, and then you asked me, and then you went yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have some extra help for my Radiant predictions. Thank you very much. Ready for this first game. Should be an interesting one. SAG, I feel like they're on the cusp of doing some great things.
Yeah, they started off with something different this time around, and this is what I want to see. You're playing versus Aster. You're playing versus a team that's top of the league. Bring us some snap mid. Bring us something different.
Yeah.
You need to throw a curveball, because if you don't, your chances are not that great.
70 is one of those players that does play a little bit flashy. He does try some new things. I love him when he plays Windrunner mid. Here with Snapfire, like, I'd love to see what tricks he's got, because we don't see it that often. So that means you got a little something else behind the scenes that you're ready to throw at Aster.
Yeah, look at that build even on Snapfire. 4 branches, Fairy Fire Tango. That's very interesting. Bottle necessarily as fast as some other mid laners, but
I'm still waiting for the meta where mids just ask their supports not to buy anything. Wait, and then buy the bottle.
It actually, when the patch hit, mid laners started asking for it. And I have to blame Insania for that, because I heard in pub so many times, Insania is doing it. Why don't you buy me the bottle? Get the hell out of here, man.
This ain't no pro game.
I want my boots.
I want my regen. I want anything. I'm not going to spend my first, big chunk of gold for my
first
mid.
Everything, pretty much, yeah.
Not allowed to have anything. Against this puck, though, like, what is this even a decent matchup here for 7-8?
He should be alright. Snap is fairly tanky and carries a punch, so packs a punch, so it won't be difficult lane for him. The impact, however, later on in the game is questionable.
Right.
Let go.
Gotta see what you can do with that minus armor, the little shredder.
They do have some combos, right? Like you have the Shadow Shaman who hits hard. Obviously, IDC, he's the main one. You can, if you go for that tags later on, which I've seen people not do, you can get a lot from the minus armor of the little shredder.
Now, IDC, he's been okay with this team so far. I was definitely a little bit surprised at the fact that SAG went with IDC over a couple other carries that I would think are available to come in. He's played with Iron Point Club, he's played with like For the Dream. He hasn't had like the most tier 1 career, but I believe Iron Point Club was playing a couple matches here and there against big teams.
When you look at SAG, not a lot of them have had like a big career behind them, right? So it's a fresh squad, more or less fresh, at least in the tier 1 of the Chinese region.
But their most experienced players being XCJ and Son Goku.
Son Goku, who went before as
June.
Yeah, he had a different nickname, exactly. But let's see how the lanes are going so far. Snapfire doing quite alright. What's surprising for me is the Underlord. Like, he's actually doing fine here. I expected him to maybe struggle a little bit versus Elder Titan plus Troll, because ET, you can see he started with Orb of Venom as well, so he literally all he wants to do is come up close and personal and hit you. But he's not level 3 yet. Like, once he gets that level 3, this changes. The dynamic changes a little bit because you get plus 100 damage from the spirit.
Yeah.
And then even an Underlord has to run.
And you never even though people are aware of it, it almost feels like it's so unexpected to just have an Elder Titan running at you with 200 damage all of a sudden.
Yeah. It's just not something that you're prepared for most of the time, and it's free MMR, trust me on this. Position 5 ET, that's some free MMR right there.
I'm still surprised that the Elder Titans don't stack as much. That was like a big thing when Elder Titan was not like this patch, but a few patches ago they would stack the nearest camp.
Yeah, you can still do it, because if you look at how the camps are positioned, maybe the medium camp on the Radiant side can be stacked up. The problem here in this particular game is, if you're stacking the safe lane hard camp Underlord will just have a blast farming it. So
Yeah, you have to find the right matchup.
exactly, you might get some damage out of the creeps, but he's gonna get farm, and that's not the greatest trade.
And we've already seen offlaners go early vanguards and stuff like that, where they're diving towers 4 minutes into the game. You don't need to be giving anything else more than that.
Yeah, exactly. And overall, it's a decent Underlord game. Like, they have a lot of roots on their side. You have roots from Underlord, from the Treant, but you're playing into a Legion, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see if he manages to do a lot.
Borax taking some damage. You're getting chased down by the hardest hitting hero in the game. CJ on that tree, and they've got some Goku in a little bit of trouble. The body blocks there were for the troll. Adam just throwing those right clicks in, and he's got a shackle to save him.
Yeah, he actually didn't get the full spirit damage as well, which was a little bit of a problem. If he got the maxed out damage with 2 heroes and a bunch of creeps, I think they might have killed some Goku there.
White Album might drop here, and 70 getting first blood. Borax with the return kill over mid.
Yeah.
That's the power we were seeing and sensing from the start. Getting to go after the Shadow Shaman, put some right clicks in and get the kill.
Yeah, that's the difference between 40 damage and plus 105 or 10 damage. So much better this time around from Lanham. Mid lane though, pretty good kill for Snapfire. Yeah, he did die afterwards, but we get that first kill. And Puck, he takes a ton of damage from Lil Shredder. Like, you can't utilize your phase shift properly, right? Like, you can't phase shift from all that damage.
It's just not going to be enough.
Yeah.
Success. We've seen Legion commanders before, how powerful that shard is, how powerful I think it's going to be in this game. Like, that point in the game is where they just kind of tip over the top, and if SAG aren't ahead 5,000-6,000, they may just fall apart.
Yeah. The power of Underlord and Treant is they make you buy these Mantas, these BKBs early on, because you have to get rid of the roots. Also,
and they've got the ink swell, so they should be able to get this kill once it pops.
Why did he try to TP there? Because, like, you know he doesn't have an aura, you're not affected by it. Interesting. Maybe he thought there was no mana.
Shackle top on XXS. They've got 3 heroes here. That's the attack, but you're in the Nature's Grasp. Ether shot coming through.
This lane on top, I've heard Lacoste say that it's good for Legion and Black instantly after. I don't mind it that much for Lifestealer. It's because historically the lane power has changed for the LC and for the Lifestealer, because both of these heroes have been changed in the recent patches with the changes to Ghoul Frenzy or Feast before or Rage, and because of that the dynamic is a bit different each patch. Right now the LC is actually quite alright. As you can see by the last, it's 33, almost the same as Lifestealer.
Actually, just like 100 gold on Lifestealer, so XXS having an okay time despite the death. And that's at level 6 IDC finally takes a level in rage.
Yeah, you really don't want that rage early on. It's not something that you want. Like, if you take it, you were forced to take it. That's pretty much how it goes.
Not the worst, as you started 0-2 and 3 and then got into the rage. He's going Armlet to start this off. Hey, his farm's pretty good. Troll's having an amazing game right now. Renee going into the Diffusal first item, something a little bit different than we're seeing from other Trolls.
Yeah, this is actually very interesting. Troll going for Diffusal, and at the same time Lifestealer going for the Armlet, and they're smoked up on top. But Lifestealer still is a hard kill. Doesn't have infest though.
Now they show them an IDC's just free to leave.
Yeah. You didn't know that he doesn't have infest, right? So you can't even try to go on that kill. It's just not happening. Maybe if a duel happens first, you can follow up, but besides that, it's very easy for the ghoul to run away.
3 heroes up top. Lanham actually getting caught here. We've got the Hex. Trying to use that spirit as best he can. With some help. Press the attack. Trying to keep Lanham alive. Lands the sleep on a 2. Will pop the rage. Right clicks in. They've got Fool to look over the infest. It's not going to be enough to keep alive the tree, but they finally kill off Lanham. They're making rotations, but I'm not sure this going to go too well for them. IDC already getting hit up hard. Monet by himself and left alone.
7E on mid lane, actually,
dead
guys.
to White Album, so maybe he could come join the fight, because this one's taking a long time up towards top. They didn't get a kill on a Monet or XXS, and they still want to chase for more. They don't land the pin of Malice.
He tried to TP top on the Snapfire. I think he was just watching the top lane. He wasn't really sure of what Puck can do to him, and Puck, yeah, jumps him Dream Coil, and that's a dead snap. Top lane, just again showing the power of this Legion Commander. And in any other case, that Elder Titan just feeds, because he's surrounded by the trees and Treant and Shadow Shaman, and he's so far behind. But the moment Shackles go off, XSS just takes them away, then the Echo Stomp, then the duel.
It doesn't even turn to a trade or anything.
Yep.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Already level 7. You see the top 3 net worth are already here. For the sleep, for the Malice is in, but it's not going to stop them from continuing to go here on a Sun Goku. Warhammer's Kisses might do the damage, kill off at least one, but XSS with the press the attack, avoiding those kisses. Eventually Lanham sacrifices himself to 7E. Continue to chase, looking for September here. But XXS...
Oh! Dire's
the cookie.
top tower is under attack.
He's got Shackle and Hex available. The question is, can he catch up? And with
XCG.
XCJ here,
There's Puck
White
coming.
Album, Waning Rift, that silences him up. And now they've got the 3-man Dream Coil. They'll snap it on the Shadow Shaman, still just tunnel visioning, looking for XXX.
Yeah, that was just the zoning Dream Coil. He knew he had no chances of killing anyone, but saves the Legion Commander. Man, that cookie was the only way XXS survives. Like, the only way. Very unfortunate for 7E.
But I'm worth so much
7E's
more.
sitting 2-2, but he's not really, like, he's struggling against this Puck net worth wise.
Illusion!
Because he died to him afterwards as well, right? And he got a solo kill earlier, but he dies afterwards. And he's actually with Boots of Travel first. Now, I'm not sure I like that. I don't really see the impact. You're going to have a minute, let's say 13, 14 Snapfire that does just as much as a position 4 Snapfire.
Yeah.
A little bit more levels, obviously.
You're just showing up more.
Yeah. But the one thing that travels do allow you to do, obviously, join every fight, like you just said, and farm a bit faster.
Duel out on the Sun Goku up towards top. They've got the Inkswell Stroke of Fate. They won't get the dual damage, but they certainly have the kill. Monet will get credit for it, and with that kill, they get the top tier 1. So they're moving around the map well. No rotations coming in from SAG. They've defended 2 or 3 times at this point, and I think they just don't want to give up the bodies.
But that's a small problem as well. You're giving away kills, you're also losing map control. Meanwhile, your bottom tier 1 tower on the Radiant side.
Dream Coil. This is an easy kill on Shadow Shaman.
It's the cleanup. Does he has Shackles, but he's just gone.
You might wish
Timber
to
can't live
retract
there.
your last move.
The thing is, whenever you're playing a game such as this one, if Underlord is defending top alone, you need to be pressuring the bottom tier 1 tower, or he will die a couple of times, plus you will lose the tower. Meanwhile, you won't get anything out of the map. That's a little bit... That could have been done a little bit better, definitely, from SAG.
For sure. But that's also the difference between like these top teams and SAG, who are more towards the bottom, trying to get some experience from this.
Oh, for sure. Actually, the Travels are flying out to the Snapfire, and that's Kaya Sanj for the next item. That's interesting. I've seen some E-Blades, I've seen some Solar Crest from the mid lane, even the Aghanims build, but this is very interesting. We'll see how much he'll be able to do.
Dire are scanning.
Man, Lanham is just doing so much here. He will die as well, obviously.
He's looking to try and get a sweep off, but there's the Shackle. Got the damage. They have more than enough. IDC with the kill. They drop down the Serpent Wards. Earth Splitter does come through. They've got the Infest, but into the duel.
Radiant
The Infest, they've got the damage out of the Shadow Shaman. They'll get the kill. Mortimer's Kiss is just a little bit too late with Light Up behind them, but not really working with a lot of mana. XXS press the attack, force back. You end up getting a trade.
Yeah, it's a trade, but you get the damage, 30 damage now on Legion, and you reveal 2 Blink Daggers now. The Puck has the Blink Dagger, also Legion Commander, so There's just so much mobility and so much cash coming from Aster that you have to respect it and go back. This is the problem, right? Like when you're giving away the tier 1 tower and a couple of kills on Underlord, it's not only the tier 1 tower. The offlaner is getting gold from it. Your other playmaker, which is the puck as well. And then suddenly every single fight afterwards becomes a little bit harder because you're that one item behind. 13 minutes in, 5k, that's a ton.
Yeah. And we said that SAG, to feel comfortable, needed this lead for themselves at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
There's the blink for the duel. Mortimer's fire stop quickly. Get him fired off the way. 70 still dead in the Inkswell. They don't get the duel damage on that. But that's all he can do. He's not feeling like a core.
Yeah. And it's probably for the best that Legion isn't getting too many duel victories. We've seen in the last couple of days what happens when you go like 9 out of 9 duels won 20 minutes in.
You start getting a little too overconfident.
A little bit too cocky, you start throwing here and there, so he's pacing himself, that's what matters.
That's what I'm going to say to my teammates of the pubs when I play Legion Commander. I don't want to win too much, I don't want to get too cocky.
The thing about the Legion right now is the hero feels so multi-dimensional in a way that you don't see. Duels before were adamant, like you had to get them. If you don't, you feel off.
Yeah.
Like your whole game plan and everything is just skewered away. However, right now, even if you don't get dual victories, you just buy the shard and you're extremely useful.
Gold is way worth it, and it gives you another, like you said, another aspect to that hero.
Exactly.
Is that the only big change, though, that has changed the feeling of Legion, or is it just, like, what else is there from these offlaners? Because it feels like it's not just Legion that gets a little bit of a difference as Latam drops to the kisses and the help from Son Goku.
I mean, overall, Legion right now gives spell immunity, man. What more do you want to ask for?
Cheap BKBs.
Yeah, it's a mini BKB spell on anyone.
Market BKB. You guys want to win that last 1.75 seconds? They've got the duel, and that's on the 2. The duel over. They'll get the duel victory on the 1. They've got the Juco to follow it up onto the Shadow Shop. The Shackle is out onto Monet. But this is really just extending the inevitable death that comes out for September. They'll go after Son Goku. The chase is on. Overwhelm Gods blink forward. And waiting Rift to finish off Son Goku. Now looking over at IDC. Right clicks in, rage away, they'll escape.
Yeah, he's tanky enough. Sange and Arlet, you can't really take him down, but he's also doing nothing. He's pretty much only running, so it's a big issue. And the problem with Snap plus Shadow Shaman here, both of them have to face the same difficulties, and that's you're playing versus Legion with the blink, versus Puck with the blink, versus Elder Titan who stomps you from distance. It's really not an easy game for them.
I love the fact that Elder Titan's just so deep in the meta right now.
Has fallen.
Yep. And you can see a lot of supports actually buying phase boots. Not something that I personally... I'm not a big phase boots enjoyer myself, but getting that extra bonus speed after using the spirit is pretty good.
Hex and the Shackle with the Shredder. They've got the Fire Snap, Cookie, Scatter Blast, then the damage. Ooh, they don't kill the Puck and he blinks away. Now they've got the duel out onto September. He'll try to run. Latam coming over. In and the kill there on this Shadow Shaman. They've got the Dream Coil down on the Sapphire. Latam takes a lot of damage from the Will Shredder and the Scatter Blast, but not enough damage. 70's gone, and well, that's XXS on a killing spree with a double kill.
Yeah, and of course, to put the salt in the wound, White Album comes back and helps out finishing off Snap. Snap 70, he actually tried to TP away the moment Shadow Shaman got dueled, but he wasn't successful because of the Dream Coil.
Again.
Yeah, so they're really struggling in every single move they do, but at the same time, why are you even pressuring the top tier 1 tower? It's not really that much. It doesn't make a difference when it comes to the strategical approach to the game. What you want to be playing most of the time is this, the Radiant jungle. That's where you want to be. Pressure the tier 2 bottom, which allows you also to transition into the tier 1 mid whenever you want to.
CJ getting caught, slow down. They've got the sweep right clicks in from Monet, and there's another one for him. He's now dominating.
That Radiant would be scary. That's why they're not going to
He gets seen for a second, but now you've got September 9th DPC coming over. Oh, he's right through the Serpent Woods. The right clicks in on Monet. They've got the Earth Splitter coming through. Monet with another one that goes for IDC. He's caught here. He's rooted. The battle trance is off, and White Album will get the kill. Both these heroes now dominating.
White Album has no travels, yet he is in every single fight that you see on the map.
Always moving around.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Snapfire does have them, but actually he's kind of in the trees right now. He's chilling.
Having a little forced
Dire's
seance.
bottom tower is under attack.
Just thinking about some life decisions that left him to be there in the woods, in the trees.
He's off the boots to travel. He's like the people in real life. Were these shoes really worth it? Like, is the drip enough? Sanchiancho picked up from Monet. They'll get the tier 2 bottom.
Tower has fallen.
They're in full control. This is 10k, 19 minutes in, and their Court 4 matchups are really solid. The Troll versus Lifestealer historically has been good. A little bit. It got a little bit better when Troll stopped bashing you and started ensnaring you instead for Lifestealer, but he buys a basher now and you're back to scare alarm.
Having flashbacks of what it used to be.
Oh yeah, the perma bash Troll.
That was
Silence.
the old days.
Good old days.
Dire
so
are scanning.
Guardian Group's already on.
Illusion.
Well,
And it's actually build.
Radiant are
His
scanning.
build is actually something different, not very common. The two null tallies on position 4 Grimstroke, and he straight went into the mech just for that extra sustain. You're playing versus a ton of damage that comes from distance. The Underlord, the Firestorm, the Snap.
ready to go. Coil down onto the Shadow Shaman in September. They're trying to throw more to the tools, but the stop instead. Keeping alive XCJ for a second. The 4X finally gets the kill. They've got the double duel. And they'll get the kill on IDC as well. The Dark Rift away.
Uber was successful. He did take them home, but for what price? They lose Roche, they lose their carry. Treant as well. It's looking rough, man. It's hard to find silver linings for SAG at the moment because they're not even taking the team fights properly. The Snapfire, perhaps, if he's on the high ground, everything looks a bit better, but he was on low ground and he tried to use Mortimer's kisses, which eventually led him to, using 2 kisses and then running up the hills? Yeah. He had to run to the hills because they were coming.
So, for the viewers at home, you got predictions in. You got 2 heroes here that they've got some streaks.
Radiant's middle
specifically
tower is under
6,
attack.
0, and 4. He's getting close to answering that first question. dpc.pwesports.cn/fun.
Dire's top tower is
You guys
under
want
attack.
to get in on the predictions with plushies?
Yeah, we still have some time to be called to be right.
Is under attack.
Elder Titan as well has a solar crest. Borax with the Greaves.
It's what you're expecting though. Top of the table against bottom of the table.
You can always hope for the underdogs, at least I do. You know, when I see someone like SAG bottom of the tables, it reminds me of my pro career. So I always have high hopes. However, right now it's not looking great.
They just they've got the Dream Coil down onto the Snapfire 70 as well. September. Earth Splitter comes in. Lanham kills off September.
Pretty much. I think it's just a long distance, so it's good too.
They're trying to pop this Aegis, but he's into the battle trance and he looks over now. Yule's up into the air, over to Fuse. Monet's still chasing. They've got the sweep, they have the hacks. They'll take the Aegis out of the hands of this troll. Now the shackle on a White Album. So he ends up dead. They've got the turbo that goes into September. The right clicks in from Monet. They'll chase in on it. Some good. Monet taking a lot of damage. He doesn't have that battle trance. They've got dominating now on XXS as well. Lanham gets run down, double kill for 7E, and they defended. It's a little bit too deep from Aster.
Yeah, Bonnie was very close to reaching that goal that you set, but XSS, he gets the kill instead. Goes on dominating. Maybe he's the one that wants to break it first.
Yeah, White Album just lost his dominance.
Wait, it's beyond godlike, right?
Yeah. Kind of far.
Yeah. Axe as well, actually, with 6-0. 11.
Okay, poor. Hey,
Actually,
if he comes from a support, I'll be happy.
Position 4 Grimstroke just firing away.
Yeah, he's involved in 17 of the 23. Like, he's doing a lot of work, and he's just sitting in the back, doing his thing. Going for a shard, helping out with the upgraded Inkswell when he gets it.
Actually got the gem as well. The Inkswell will be great. You'll get pretty much another way of healing a target, dispelling a target, so it's really good on this Legion.
Coil bottom. Monet coming over, looking to grab this kill. Right clicks in, and now he's wicked safe.
Closer and closer.
Radiant's top tower is under
15k
attack.
lead. I think the only thing that might hold him back from getting beyond godlike might be a GG.
Yep. Looking at the items on every single player of SAG, and there is nothing big coming that impresses me that says, okay, this is the item, this is what will change the game.
I mean, look at Sapphire. We talked about the build already. Your boots travel Sun, like, and Shard. The Shard is good. I don't mind that. It's just I kind of wanted more. They're gonna go into the field. Look at the Woodfooter following it up. It's just right clicks coming in. Monet now on a monster kill streak. He goes after this XCJ Treant, and now he's godlike.
One more.
All he needs is one more. Everybody at the edge of their seat for their predictions.
One more for the Beyond, but yeah, I'm not sure if they'll stick around long enough for that. 60 seconds. Underlord does not have buyback as well. It's on cooldown.
Dire's middle tower is
18k
under
lead.
attack.
And it's just been perfect. You can see the movements coming out from Aster throughout the game. Hex, Monet not included because he's just over to the side taking the racks. Coil used. That snaps on 7E.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Swell.
Mega kill!
Yeah, that's a turn of desperation. You know, when you're still in the game, you actually try to fire snap yourself off. You try to run into the trees, but that's a GG.
It's a GG, and he only goes godlike. He doesn't go beyond godlike.